Imagine walking through a powerful storm. The wind is like an invisible monster, howling and relentlessly pushing you forward. Everything around you seems to be tearing apart, trees bending under the strength of the gusts, branches snapping off in waves. The rain falls like sharp needles, each drop piercing through you, and all you can do is stand firm amidst the chaos. The world around you disappears into the fury of nature, yet you remain there, standing still like a statue. In the midst of all this turmoil, you become the one constant. No matter how many violent waves crash over you, how many challenges attack, you stay unbroken. Your roots run deep into the ground, as solid as a mountain that nothing can shake. The storm may uproot everything around you, but it can never destabilize you. So, have you ever wondered, what if you could carry this sense of peace, this inner stability, with you every day? What if you could face challenges, criticism, even negativity, without ever losing your calm, without ever letting anyone or anything hurt your heart? This isn't a far-fetched dream or something only a select few can achieve. It's a real state that anyone can reach, a power you can train and develop. But to do so, you must be awake and determined to face yourself and realize the true strength that lies within you. Today, I'll guide you in uncovering an unbreakable inner strength, inspired by the deep insights of Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists in human history. Together, we'll explore how you can free yourself from external influences, build a strong inner balance, and stand firm against any storm life throws your way. This isn't about avoiding reality or pretending everything is fine. Rather, it's a powerful principle, one that can change your life, rooted in understanding the inner world and using it to create a solid mental shield. You won't just survive. You'll actively live, taking control of your own life. Get ready, because what you're about to discover on this journey could completely change the way you see and live in this world. Your mind can become the safest refuge, a space of freedom that's entirely yours, where no one can intrude. And once you realize this, you'll experience a profound shift. A new life will unfold before you. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the Evolving Minds channel for upcoming videos on personal growth and mindset. You'll find inspiring lessons, challenges that will change the way you see life, and content that will lead you to new heights on your personal development journey. Now, let's get started. Life can be fragile, but you are the one holding the reins of your journey. Carl Jung, the balance between the inner and outer worlds. How many times have you felt vulnerable to the judgment of others? Maybe it was a sharp but seemingly casual remark, a disapproving glance, or a decision that made you feel undervalued. Moments like these can shake your confidence, making you feel like a fragile leaf swept up in the winds of expectations and societal pressure. But here's the incredible truth. External influences only have power over you if you allow them to. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, spent his life exploring the deepest layers of the human mind. He didn't just study the unconscious forces driving our behaviors. He also sought to uncover the path to true freedom. And according to Jung, that freedom doesn't come from controlling the external world or trying to change the behavior of others. It doesn't lie in social validation, status, or material success. It lies within you, in how you understand and master your own inner world. Have you ever wondered why some people can face criticism without being shaken, while others are easily hurt? The difference isn't that one group is better at hiding their emotions or indifferent to the world. It's that they have built a strong foundation within themselves. They know their worth isn't determined by the opinions of others. Jung believed that if we want to achieve balance, we must first learn to face ourselves before we face the world. This means that instead of seeking validation from outside, we must affirm our own worth. Instead of fearing judgment, we need to understand where our wounds and insecurities come from. Your inner world is not a chaotic maze you need to escape. On the contrary, it holds all the answers you seek. When you truly understand yourself, you'll realize that no one can hurt you unless you let them. Peace, freedom, and balance aren't things you need to chase externally. They've always been within you, waiting to be uncovered. Jung didn't offer an easy path, but he pointed to the right one. To truly live fully, we must first connect with ourselves. Only then can we engage with the external world without losing who we are. Take a moment to reflect. If tomorrow you no longer feared judgment, if you were no longer wounded by what others say or do, how would your life change? What would you do differently? Who would you become? The answer isn't out there. It's within you. And the journey of discovering it is the path to true freedom. The shadow. When Carl Jung spoke about bringing light into the darkness, he wasn't just referring to confronting hidden aspects of our psyche. He was revealing that these very aspects could hold the key to our deepest personal growth. We like to think of ourselves as rational, in control, always striving for goodness. But what about our negative emotions, primal impulses, fears, and insecurities? What happens when we try to ignore or suppress them? Jung believed that these hidden parts of ourselves don't simply disappear when we push them aside. On the contrary, they silently shape our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions, whether we realize it or not. Have you ever reacted strongly to something and didn't quite understand why? Have you ever felt fear or unease without a clear reason? That is your shadow at work in the unconscious. But here's the surprising truth. The shadow is not your enemy. Jung didn't suggest we eliminate or battle the shadow. Instead, he urged us to engage with it. Every fear, insecurity, and negative thought carries a message. They don't arise to harm us, but to show us what needs to be understood, healed, and transcended. Imagine walking into a dark room. At first, the darkness unsettles you. You don't know what's there, and your mind starts painting terrifying images. But the moment you turn on the light, you realize that what once seemed threatening was just familiar objects you hadn't seen clearly before. In the same way, when we confront our hidden aspects, we begin to see that fear is not an obstacle. It's a guide leading us to greater strength. Insecurity is not a weakness. It's a reminder of the parts of ourselves we need to accept and nurture. Limiting beliefs are not absolute truths. They are stories we've told ourselves for too long, and they can be rewritten. The shadow cannot be erased, but it can be transformed. Instead of trying to eliminate uncomfortable emotions, try listening to them. What are they trying to tell you? A deep fear may point to an old wound that has yet to heal. Anger might signal that you've suppressed your emotions and personal needs for too long. Insecurity could reveal that you're measuring yourself against standards that don't truly reflect your worth. Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." In other words, if we don't face our inner darkness, it will continue to shape our actions in unconscious ways. But if we have the courage to bring light to the darkest parts of our soul, we can find true freedom. 3 steps to begin transforming the shadow. Step 1. Become the observer. The first step to not being affected by others is to develop the ability to observe without reacting automatically. Most of us have a tendency to react instantly when faced with a negative situation, being criticized, provoked, or feeling insulted. But if you pay attention, you'll notice that your first reaction is often not the wisest one. It's usually driven by fleeting emotions, and in many cases, it's a reaction you might regret later. Becoming the observer means you learn to create space between stimulus and response. Instead of letting emotions dictate your actions, you pause, reflect, and choose to respond consciously. Imagine watching a movie. As a viewer, you can observe the characters without getting completely swept up in their emotions. You see their joy, sadness, and anger, but you don't necessarily feel exactly as they do. You have a safe distance from the emotions in the film. You can do the same in real life. For example, when someone says something negative about you, instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, backhand index pointing right, does this really define who I am? Or is it just their opinion? Backhand index pointing right, do I really want to let these words control my emotions and actions? Backhand index pointing right, if I were observing this situation from the outside, what would I see? The difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is an automatic, instinctive action, often driven by emotions. It can lead to decisions you might regret later. Responding is a deliberate, thoughtful action, leading to better long-term outcomes. People with high emotional intelligence aren't those who never get angry or upset. They're the ones who know how to manage their emotions consciously. Techniques to master your response. White heavy checkmark, count to 10 before reacting. When strong emotions start taking over, slow down. Count slowly to 10 before responding. This gives you time to adjust your thoughts instead of reacting impulsively. If the situation is intense, count to 20. White heavy checkmark. Practice conscious breathing. Deep breathing is a powerful way to stay calm and avoid getting caught up in emotional turbulence. Try the 4-4-6 method. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat at least 3 times. Slowing your breath sends a signal to your brain that you are safe, helping your nervous system relax and clearing your mind. White heavy checkmark. Visualize the situation from an outsider's perspective. Imagine yourself as a neutral observer, looking at the situation from the outside. If you were giving advice to a friend in your position, what would you say? Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, a year? Many things that seem important in the moment lose significance over time. White heavy checkmark. Keep an emotion journal. If a particular situation triggers a strong reaction, write about it. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Is this emotion linked to something from my past? Can I view this situation from a different angle? Writing down your thoughts helps you gain clarity and prevents emotions from controlling you. White heavy checkmark. Accept that you can't control everything. One of the reasons we react strongly is because we want to control people and situations. But the truth is, you can't control what others say or do. You can only control how you respond. Try seeing things from a lighter perspective. Sometimes, the best response is no response at all. The benefits of becoming the observer. When you train yourself to observe instead of reacting automatically, you'll notice that you are less affected by others' words and actions. You make smarter decisions instead of acting on impulse. You develop a sense of calm and self-control in difficult situations. You feel less stressed because small things no longer ruin your mood. Highly successful and emotionally intelligent people understand that. Rocket. Controlling yourself is more important than controlling others. Rocket. No one can make you angry unless you allow it. And the best part? This is a skill you can train. Once you master this step, you'll no longer be a victim of circumstances or negativity. Instead, you'll take control of your own life. Step 2. Strengthen your inner foundation. Carl Jung pointed out that true strength comes from aligning with your authentic self. This is a journey that takes time and deep reflection. When you understand who you are and what you stand for, you become less vulnerable to the external world's influence. Life's storms become easier to weather because you've established a strong foundation within yourself. We can't control every situation in life, but we can control how we respond and stay grounded in our identity and core values. With clear self-awareness, you won't be swept up by the values, opinions, or demands of others. You can reject what doesn't align with you without feeling guilty or fearful. Imagine your inner core as the roots of a tall tree. The deeper and stronger the roots, the more the tree can stand firm against storms and strong winds. The roots can't be shaken by a passing breeze. Similarly, when you know what you want and stand firm in your values, no one can shake or change you. Strengthening your inner foundation is the process of building a strong foundation to stand firm in life, unaffected by external forces. This doesn't mean you don't change or grow, but that you change and grow intentionally without losing yourself in the challenges outside. Tips to strengthen your core. Create a list of core values. Write down the values that are most important to you and spend time reflecting on them every day. These values will guide all your actions and decisions. When you clearly know what you stand for, you won't be easily swayed by external influences. For example, some values might include honesty, respect, self-growth, or inner peace. Writing them down and reviewing them daily will help you maintain self-awareness in any situation. Set clear personal boundaries. To strengthen your core, you must know when to set boundaries. This could be in personal relationships, work situations, or social settings. When someone oversteps your space or rights, you need to express this calmly and assertively. Simply say, "I'm not comfortable with this," or "This doesn't align with my values." The stronger and clearer you are in setting boundaries, the more you reinforce your inner foundation. Boundaries are not about rejecting others, but protecting yourself and maintaining your peace in any situation. Write a personal manifesto. Writing a personal manifesto is a way to remind yourself of what you truly value. You can write a few lines about who you want to be, what you stand for, and what you want the world to know about you. This manifesto will serve as motivation when you feel lost. When you revisit it, you'll feel empowered to remain steadfast in your beliefs. Practice self-love and self-care. Another way to strengthen your inner foundation is through active self-care. When you love and care for yourself, you'll maintain your inner strength even when facing external challenges. This isn't just about physical care, diet, exercise, but also emotional and mental care. Spending time for yourself, doing what brings you joy, and surrounding yourself with healthy relationships. Accept imperfection. No one is perfect, and accepting that you may make mistakes is an important part of strengthening your core. Self-awareness doesn't mean you need to be perfect in every area, but that you acknowledge and accept your strengths and weaknesses. This will make you stronger in facing challenges and less hurt when facing criticism or judgment from others. The power of self-awareness and resilience. When you strengthen your inner foundation, you'll find that external storms can no longer shake you. You'll no longer feel pressured to please everyone or fearful when facing challenges. You'll have calm and control in any situation, allowing you to make wiser decisions and continue living life the way you want. The key to remember is that inner strength isn't something you're born with. It's a continuous process of growth. When you strengthen this core, not only will you overcome challenges, but you'll also find true freedom within yourself. Step 3. Transforming negative energy. Negative emotions, no matter how uncomfortable, can serve as valuable guides. Jung reminds us that what we refuse to acknowledge or ignore within ourselves doesn't disappear. It continues to influence us from the shadows. When something hurts or makes you feel insecure, don't run away. Face that discomfort and ask yourself deep questions like, backhand index pointing right, what inside me makes this situation painful? Backhand index pointing right, what hidden belief is limiting me? Every negative emotion is an opportunity for growth. Anger might indicate a boundary has been crossed. Fear could be signaling a belief that's holding you back. Sadness might be calling you to let go of what no longer serves you. Transforming this energy means welcoming it, understanding it, and using it as fuel to build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Tips for transforming negative energy. Journal your emotions. Write in your journal whenever you feel a strong emotion. Record what happened, how you felt, and the lesson you learned. Use creative visualization. When you feel negative energy, imagine transforming it into something positive, like darkness fading into light. Practice reverse gratitude. Find something positive even in difficult experiences. For example, a criticism may teach you something valuable about yourself. These 3 steps are crucial in building a life where no one can negatively affect you. Becoming the observer, strengthening your inner core, and transforming negative energy takes time and practice, but the rewards are priceless. As you begin this journey, you'll realize that you're stronger than you ever imagined. Backhand index pointing right, which step do you feel needs to be explored further? Drop a comment below and share what you're doing to develop your inner world. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We sincerely hope this video has brought value and inspiration to you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and our Telegram channel to stay updated on similar content about intellect and spirit. If you enjoyed this video, share it with someone you think could benefit. Thanks for joining us on this journey. See you in the next video.